Hello, sir, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask you, what did you study in varsity?
So in first I studied geology.
Geology.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And how did you find it?
So I found geology through my uncle. Because actually I was more into mining.
Oh, okay.
But I decided to go to geology instead.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
That's how I got to geology.
That's how you got to
Yeah.
geology. Okay. And what would you advise students who want to study geology? Tips? Anything?
Yeah, I'd advise them to study engineering geology instead.
Okay.
Yeah, because the market is more broader now.
Oh, for engineering
Yeah, because they
geology.
can get into geotechniques.
Okay.
Yeah, and
What is geotechniques? I know geotechnical engineering, but what is geotechnics?
yeah, basically that's geotechnical engineering.
Okay.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And now, are you still working? Are you working as a geologist?
Yeah.
What's happening? Did you deviate, or are you planning on studying further?
So I'm in geotechnical investigations department.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I have the base of geology,
Mhm.
and I'm working. Oh yeah, I'm working, and I'm planning to continue my studies this year.
Okay.
Yeah, into engineering geology.
Yeah. Okay. So you are going that way.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And otherwise, is the moneying so far?
Not yet. The money is not yet there yet, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, eventually.
Eventually, you'll
Yes.
work towards it now with
Yes.
more studies.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So, hello, sir.
Hello.
And what did you study in varsity?
I studied chemical engineering.
And how did you find it? What would you advise the kids who are thinking about doing chemical engineering?
Okay, chemical engineering is a very technical course, but I would advise people that want to do it to make sure you get into study groups, make sure you keep in contact with your lecturers and your tutors.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And what are you doing now? Are you a chemical engineer? Did you deviate? Are you still on the path?
Yes, yeah. Well, with me, I did my internship at CSIR. So that was for about a year, and then I became permanently employed at CSIR, and then I got permanently employed at another spin-off company called Optimus Bio, which is like a biomanufacturing company.
Okay.
Yes. So 2021, I left that company, and then I deviated. Now I'm studying teaching. I want to actually teach maths and science.
Yeah. And that's what you need basically for chemical engineering. Mathematics,
Yes.
physics, chemistry, obviously chemistry.
Yes, yeah.
All right, awesome. And is the moneying?
The money is money, but it takes a while to kind of pick up, while you're doing your internship, you'll probably be earning a stipend, so it's not going to be that much, but when you get permanently employed, you'll start to see it.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, sir, and how are
Hi,
you?
good, thanks, and you?
Good. I just wanted to find out, what did you study at university?
I studied mechanical engineering. Yes, and then, I don't know what else. I did continue studying as I was working, but I studied mechanical engineering. That's where I started.
And what would you advise students who want to pursue a career in mechanical engineering, especially the studying part? How did you find that?
It was a bit hard, I must say, but it's doable. You just need to sacrifice a lot more than other students would, but it's very doable, and it's worth it.
It's worth it. Okay, and career-wise, are you in mechanical engineering still?
Yes and no, but more business now. But started as a mechanical engineer. Firstly as an intern, and then in the automotive industry where we make car parts, and then that grew into all the way 10, 15 years later. Now I have my own business manufacturing car parts.
So you're an entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
All right, and would you say to the learners that if they pursue mechanical engineering, are they going to see the moneying?
Yes, but I would say that don't look for the money. Look for the knowledge, the experience, the skills, and then the money will find you.
Money will find you. And what I wanted to also ask is, university versus technicon, would you advise them? I mean, I think the country needs more people who are hands-on, but we all want to go to university. What would you advise?
So I think firstly, you need to be flexible. Whether you're coming from a straight university or you're coming from FET or University of Technology, you need to be flexible to adjust with the opportunities. Take extra courses. I know people who started with a BSc in mechanical engineering and then went and took some short courses in FET colleges. So you have to be flexible with the opportunities that are presented to you. And then you can create your own pathway in terms of where you can go. There isn't a straight answer. It depends on each person.
It does. Yeah, there is no linear way.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Hello, sir, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to find out, what did you study at tertiary?
Okay, I studied computer engineering.
Okay, and how did you find computer engineering?
And as just like any other degree, it has its challenges and ups and downs, but at the end, I've made it.
You made it.
Yeah.
So what would you advise the students to do if they want to study computer engineering?
And I would say the route to that is maths and physics. Of course, it's in a science route, and you need to do good in maths and physics because those are primary entry requirements. Yeah, more or less in those lines. Those are more or less the lines that you have to go through. Yeah.
Okay, and programming, is that important? Is it taught? I know I ran away from programming, so I don't know. With you guys?
It's an advantage to have basic understanding of programming, but it's something that actually you can learn through your degree. But having it as a foundation, it helps an advantage as well.
Okay, and today, are you still a computer engineer? Did you deviate?
Sadly, I found myself in an industry where I moved in a different direction because in a sense, I did apply the knowledge which I got from there because like my passion's been data and something which I worked on my degree. Actually, I worked with database with data. I'm still find myself in that space working with data, but now in a reporting space and also in the supply chain space. But yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and is the money?
And tricky to answer the question, nobody's ever happy with their salary, they always want more.
Okay. But you would say that,
You can live.
you can live. Okay.
Yeah, you can take care of your basic needs. You're able to live, and it's also boils down to your financial, how you are in managing your finances. Yeah.
Okay. So do you have side hustles or you're just fine with the salary?
No, I have side hustles. I don't like calling side hustles, but more like I have a business on the side. Yeah.
Yes, family business.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to ask you, what did you study at the university? If you went to university.
I went to University of KwaZulu-Natal. I studied computer engineering.
Okay, and how did you find computer engineering?
It was challenging, but also very rewarding.
Okay.
I'd say, yeah.
How I think maybe elaborate on the reward part of it.
Well, it's a very broad field. You have opportunity to find yourself in either the telecommunication space, so your Vodacoms, NTNs, Telcom, OpenServe environments, or you can even go into software development spaces, startups, or even bigger companies like your Amazon Web Services, and many more. Like there's huge opportunity, even Meta.
All right, so you won't really find a lot of graduates who are still looking for jobs. Are you saying jobs are quite open for graduates?
Yes, there are actually a lot of job opportunities. Yes.
You guys heard. All right, so now are you still working? What would you actually, before we go to the work part, what would you advise students who want to pursue a career in computer engineering?
I'd say start doing your research in grade 9. I assume that's where you start selecting your subjects.
Yeah.
So you'd want to have your maths, your physics, the science stream, be in the science stream, but also be open to maybe even being in IT or doing something through any content that you find on YouTube as well, just to get used to the coding and the programming part, because that's a huge part of it, especially when you are in your 3rd and 4th year. And and do your research. Actually, look at computer engineering. What are the opportunities there? Do you want to be in software engineering, just the software part of it, or do you want to get into hardware? Just do
your
research.
research. Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you finding working? Are you still working within the field?
I am in the telecommunications space, but I don't do much software in that environment. but yeah, that's the door that computer engineering opened for me.
Okay, and lastly is the moneying?
The money is moneying,
Okay.
but I am still working towards doing my master's as well, so that I can also look at more opportunities that would open up.
Okay, so would you say doing further studies like your master's, maybe even PhD, I don't know, does it increase the money as well with time, or
Potentially, yes.
Potentially,
yes.
okay. You heard it. Thank you. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to ask you, what did you study in tertiary?
I studied metallurgical engineering.
Hmm?
Yes.
And what is metallurgical engineering?
So basically, it's the study of materials, but more specifically metals.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So you study metals, you study how they behave, application, where you can use them from, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if there's one thing about a metallurgy subject that we did at varsity, NMC, they used to call it no man conquers. Guys, that one, I gotta stop, but I'm here.
No, but NMC, it's more material science, so it's study of materials in general.
In general, yeah.
But I think some students enjoy it, so it's not impossible to
No,
say.
it isn't. It is. It's just that mentality when you get in.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids with studies and all of that, what would you advise someone who wants to study metallurgy? As soon as they enter university, what would you advise them to succeed in metallurgy?
Okay, so obviously you must enjoy chemistry and physics because there's a lot of chemistry involved, but engineering in general, you'll need to work really, really hard. So basically I would say from day one, from that first week as you start your lectures, study hard, don't fall behind on the tests and the assignments, put in the work, then you will be fine. Normally the university provides everything you need to succeed. So as long as you take all the opportunities, there's some tutors that are available to help you, lecturers, they are available to assist you with anything you don't understand. So generally, if you put in the work, then you will make it.
We're there, guys. Tutors, we're there. All right. So right now you're working as?
So currently I'm working for University of Pretoria as a lecturer there. Yeah.
Yeah. And how are you finding it? Is the moneying there? How are the students?
Yeah. So I started my career in industry. I worked there for 10 years. The money was good, but I had interest to study further, so I came to university to study further. As a lecturer, I would say the money is good. The progression is also good because you can start as a general lecturer with a master's minimum. Then to be a senior lecturer, then you get a PhD. You have to get a PhD, so you must be a doctor to be a senior lecturer. If you continue to do some research and publish some papers, then in 4, 5 or 6 years you can become a professor. The money is good. I would say at the university not as good as in the industry, but we've got EXA that supplements lecturers' salaries, which kind of brings lecturers' salary to equity. Yes, but the money is okay. It's comparable to an engineer's salary.
Oh wow! Hey, I'm getting ideas, guys. Maybe I must. Plus, I think what I like about lecturing is flexibility.
Yes,
Work-life balance is there.
Exactly, it's work-life balance, but also because you've got labs at the university, so you're able to do consulting work. So you help industry to solve whatever problems they're facing. Because you do have the time and you do have other experts you're working with who are lecturing with you.
Yeah, wow, this is so awesome. Yo guys,
Yes.
I'm standing next to a doctor. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Hello ma'am, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask, what did you study at tertiary?
I studied quantity surveying.
Quantity surveying.
Yes.
What is that?
It's just cost estimation of construction work. Yes, I majored in construction work, but it's very broad. We do estimates, we do bill preparations, and yeah, give an overview of how much a construction site might cost the client.
need her as a civil engineer. After we're done designing, we need to do a BOQ. So you are my person, actually.
Yeah.
So what would you advise students who want to go and study town and regional plan? Quantity surveying, because they want to know that subjects. Also, how tough is it, that course?
It's really not hard, especially if you love numbers.
Okay.
For me, I did physics, maths, accounting, and what else? I don't remember. Oh, physics, math, life science. So I had an option to choose, but knowing your strengths. So I knew when it comes to theory, English is my weakest point, but numbers any day. So I think know your strength. That's why know your strength, know your weakness, and see what you can study from there.
Okay, all right. And at the university, how should they be? Like coming in, they shouldn't relax, probably.
Yes, study. Lectures are your friends. Tutorials are your friends. Smart kids are your friends. Okay. But yeah, and don't miss any class, because in all honesty, in the beginning is the hardest. First year is the hardest, and after that it's easy. But because we are attending tutorials, lectures, and it just makes everything easier, hey?
Yeah, just a Sunday class, guys. And then now you're working as a quantity surveyor. How do you find it?
Exciting.
She's always traveling.
Yeah, it's exciting. I love seeing what's on the numbers going up, seeing the layers, every face of it.
Yeah, it's exciting,
Man, I love my job.
And is the money?
Yes, it is money. I mean, especially if you are a PR. I think minimum salary of a PR is 40,000.
A PR professional.
Yes.
All right, sure.
So it's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, are you excited? Thank you so much for your
Thank you,
time.
ma'am.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Sure.
I wanted to ask, what did you study in tertiary?
Oh, I studied town and regional planning at the University of Pretoria.
All right, town and regional planning. So, what is that?
So town planning is, so we are the ones that really regulate, how things are built, in the built environment, basically.
Okay.
So if you want to build a school, want to build a rental area, want to build a business zone, you come to a town planner to usually make that application for you, usually through the municipality. Because everything has to be regulated by them.
Yeah. As you're talking, I'm thinking of Cape Town, and people say as soon as you fly into Cape Town, you'll see there are a whole lot of shacks on one side, and then yeah. So did those shacks, they just pop up? Can we blame you guys for letting them do what they want to do?
Well, yeah, you can blame us in a sense, but then we just work, and then most of the things are like governed by finances. Whether is there enough, banking, is there enough funding for those particular projects. So most of the time, you've got private investors like Cape Town. There's so many private investors from outside that come there to invest in the CBD, in the nicer areas of town in a sense. So then the slums are neglected. Obviously, people want jobs, so they want to go closer to where there's jobs most of the time. So that's why you find the slums there.
Okay.
You can't remove them, honestly.
You can't.
You have to deal with that issue. But there are also planners that deal with those particular situations.
Okay.
But then, unfortunately, they don't find it.
So funding is important.
Funding is important.
Okay. So if someone wanted to study town and regional planning, what would you advise them? Like, how did you find the course?
Oh, okay. And the course, it was quite interesting. So I'd say you need to be someone who likes geography. I think that's the base of town planning. Geography, making maps, loving places. Because you do a lot of site visits as well. Someone who likes to visit things and all that stuff. It's a proper one. So I found it very nice. It was a very nice experience. I thought I was going to be doing maps and drawing buildings and all that stuff, but it was more based on like laws and following procedure, which was really enjoyable in a sense. But over time, I realized it's actually needed for you to draw those nice things. There must be a law behind it. So have that mapping background, but also know how to analyze text and read a lot of things. And that's one of the main things. So read. So geography, English, and a bit of maths.
A bit of maths. So they don't need physics for this?
They don't need physics.
Okay, alright. Okay, cool. And now are you working as a town and regional planner?
Oh yes, luckily I am working.
Okay.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. Yes, I am working by public works.
Oh, public works. And would you say the money, is it moneying?
It's a good spot to be in. So I'm doing my internship currently.
Okay.
I know that once I finish those 2 years, then I can get my professional registration. So at least the experience is good. I can use that experience to apply for my professional registration with nursing plan. Yeah, so get an internship first, get those 2 years, even though the money is not enough initially, but once you get a promotion, I think it really is going to set you up nicely.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you so much.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I wanted to ask Mr. Drummer, what did you study in tertiary?
I did BCare, Baccalaureate of Nursing.
Okay.
It's a degree in nursing sciences.
Okay.
Yes.
A male nurse. You don't get that a lot. So, what would you say? How did you find the course? Was it challenging? Was it a breeze?
It was very challenging. Very, very challenging. There are a few modules that are difficult, especially if maybe you're not coming from high schools that are, full of English and philosophy and stuff. Because the course has, for example, pharmacology. Pharmacology is, studying medicines and pharmaceutics. So it's very, very loaded with a lot of information. And you need to remember every detail for the test and the exam. So if you know Panado, it's a name. You need to know the generic name, paracetamol. You need to know the side effects. You need to know what it's given for. You need to know what not to give it, in which circumstances. And so every drug, that's just one.
And that time we just drink Panado for everything.
Exactly. Then there's modules like philosophy. We did philosophy. Niccolo Machiavelli, Friedrich Nietzsche, Plato, Socrates. We had to study all those and write essays and a lot of stuff. And I mean that's significant because after our term they changed the course and they reduced the philosophy content and made it only focus on medicine. Those philosophers who actually focused on medicine only, like Sigmund Freud and others.
I only know segmentation. and like you say, too much theory, I can't, guys.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So what would you advise students who want to study nursing?
It's a good course, although I must say that the standards have dropped, the quality has dropped. I mean, when we studied, there was no difference at the workplace between someone who studied a degree and one who studied diploma. Salary was the same, but the course content was not the same. Now, as we speak, the one who studied diploma and the degree are still the same, but now there's no difference when you want to advance. I mean, you just go in and you can just bridge, and we are the same. There's literally no difference. Yeah, so that's one of the things, and actually it has led to, this quality no longer being what it used to be. And they've removed major modules inside the comprehensive course of nursing. So now when you get a nurse who's qualified, but they don't know psych, but they're a nurse, but doesn't know anything about psychiatry, they just qualify as a general nurse. Whereas in our case, in the old time, you come out with trauma, with community nursing, like being able to work at a clinic, diagnose and prescribe, and you come out with psychiatry. Now it's no longer there.
Sure. So do you think as they start working, short courses would help, or
no?
As was born?
In nursing sciences, it's not that way. In fact, in health, education doesn't go that way. You can only progress in a specific way. You cannot just add things that you like. There are specific ways because of the councils and the accreditation bodies. They strictly control the education and the career path. You can't just do what you want. So if you did a degree, you can only advance with a postgraduate diploma, and then after that you can do master's and PhD. That's it. Now, if you want to do other courses, they are not necessarily accredited by the Nursing Council, but they can give you advantage in a lot of things. I mean, nursing is very, very broad actually. You can be a case manager, you can work for medical aids, you can go literally anywhere. You can be a teacher, you can do anything. But the starting salary is very small. Now once you specialize, the salary is better. But after that, there is no value. because you can only advance if there is a post. Like if you want to be a manager, there's only so much managers where you will be working, and there are many nurses. So you can only progress to that stage, and matron or assistant manager stage, and there's only a few. So it's very hard to progress salary-wise. So no matter how much you study, you can't determine how much you're gonna have.
So it's chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was gonna ask, is the money? So
the money is money when you are in the post. When you are there, it is money. I mean, if you just started, then you do the postgraduate, you have to wait 2 years and then wait 4 years before you get the money. Yeah, the money is money. Okay. But after that, you will have to wait for those posts I'm talking about. And then you still must study management. So basically, nursing you can study 4 years, wait to study 2 years, then study 2 years masters. This is 10 years of study, and you still have nothing for it. Absolutely. So then it just depends on the people how much they want and so on. But if you were to ask me, I'm satisfied.
Okay, alright. And would you say loving people is important in the nursing field? Because I have a mom as a nurse. She's very strict, and people complain about nurses. So on the social, on that aspect.
Yeah, in my opinion, it depends on the person. I know that there's the saying that nursing is a calling, you need passion, there are values. But if we look deeply, those values have to do with the character of the person. Okay. You can't practice empathy at work when you don't have it as a person. Okay. It's a lie. And we are struggling with ethical behavior that is not going well in the workplace because people are not trained ethically from birth. From growing in the family, from school. They just teach it as theory. But being empathetic is something, it's more than just knowing what should be said and what should be done. And compassion and loving, all those things are more than just that. Because you can't say, I'm empathetic in the workplace, but outside I'm not. It's impossible. You are one person. Absolutely. So, my advice would be, those who want to do nursing must actually consider the heart is going to require in order to be a correct nurse, a proper nurse, the right nurse that patients can actually value and appreciate. You have to put your heart to it. You can't just work with hands like a robot. It's impossible.
So Elon Musk can't replace nurses?
No, he cannot. He cannot.
Alright, thank you so much. This is so valuable.
Thank you so much.
Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
That's great.
I wanted to ask, what are you studying at the university?
Oh wow, as old as I may look, but I'm a passionate dentistry student.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you finding it?
It's actually a very fulfilling degree. Obviously, it is quite challenging, time-wise and studying-wise. It's quite packed with a lot. If you want to study dentistry, you really have to tell yourself that I am in for hard work. Okay. So it's not something that you think, I'm just going to wake up and I'm going to study the day before and things like that. You have to work hard. It's been challenging and it's a beautiful challenge because then you get to ask yourself, am I really made for this? And I think besides just doing dentistry as I'm going to be dealing with people's mouth and everything, it's all about the whole body, at the end of the day, because everything is interlinked. So dentistry is not just, I'm going to be just taking out teeth. It's not just that, it's a lot. And you have to be good with your hands as well. So, and I am so passionate in working with my hands, and I think that's why I enjoy it so much. So even though it's challenging, it's enjoyable and it's a beautiful journey.
Wow, guys, she actually advised me to get braces. So when you see these straight teeth, it didn't start here.
Yes! The transformation.
That transformation is real. So you said, you don't look old by the way, but you said as old as you look, you are studying.
Yeah.
Why now? What were you doing this entire time?
Okay, so I will go back when I finished high school. So when I finished high school, then I went and I studied dental assisting, which is where you are an assistant and you are assisting a dentist who is doing work on the patient. So the duties are to prepare, for whatever procedure or treatment that's going to be done on the patient. It does take time and all that, and it's a whole lot of things that you have to do. It's really some huge work, hectic work. And then so after that, I was still passionate about dentistry, but doing dental assisting was not something that I even knew it exists. I didn't know. So for me, as a Christian, I would say that it was God ordering my steps. And before you know it, I'm doing oral hygiene, which is like, it was a diploma at that time, and now it's a degree, which is also part of dentistry. So when I did oral hygiene, I fell more in love with dentistry because now I was in touch with patients and I was doing more. And and then after that I was lecturing as an oral hygienist, lecturing the module orthodontics in a university in South Africa. and then after that, then I decided, you know what, even though I've studied all the way to masters with other things, but it's time for me to follow my passion, and that is dentistry, because I wanted to serve human beings, I wanted to serve people in their smile. And as you say, your smile was not always like that, and I guess you smile even more now, because dentistry just has that thing to transform a human life. I was doing fourth year last year, and I had a patient who came in, had no teeth, gave the patient teeth. Obviously, it's a whole lab process and all that I have to do, clinic and lab work and all that. But when I was done, the patient came back for a recall after 7 days. And the patient told me, I got a job. You gave me teeth and I got a job. So it's something that is so transformative to somebody.
Builds confidence.
It builds confidence. It does a whole lot of things. And I mean, when you talk, teeth is what we see. So as much as people can think, it's not that important, but it's so important. It's just, yes.
You love it. I can see the passion is there.
I love it. I could talk a lot.
So this year you're doing your final year, and I think what people want to know, is there money in dentistry?
There's definitely money in dentistry. Why would I be doing it? Well, a lot would advise, don't go in it for money because you'll be disappointed. But I think that is really not. That's not the case. You go in it because you're passionate. But everything that we do when we work with our hands, we have to benefit from it. And you won't do something if it's not gonna benefit you.
It's not charity.
So dentistry, you can literally make fortune out of it. I mean, there are people who've started practices, which is a business. So as much as someone will say, no, it's just a practice, no, it is business, and it's bringing money. And each patient that comes in through your door is carrying money and is bringing money. As much as you are helping them, they also are helping you in building you financially and making sure that your pockets are full. So it's satisfying also in that manner that you can get a lot out of it. You can choose to open a private practice, you can choose to work in a public sector, whether you are working in a government hospital, or you can choose to be a lecturer, so choose academia. You can specialize. There's so many things you can specialize on. Like, there's so much.
It's broad.
It is so broad. And that is what interests me about it. Because entering in it, I was so passionate about orthodontics. I still am, believe me. But the fact that I'm in it now, I can see so many. I'm like, oh my goodness, my mind is so opened up, and I'm falling in love with other things as well. So it's quite fulfilling, and there is money in dentistry for sure.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am, and how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask you, what did you study at the university?
Okay, I did BA General for undergrad, and then I did honors in psychology.
Okay, so was the plan always to do psychology?
Yes, pretty much it always has been.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and how did you find psychology? The study that they are.
I think there was a lot of reading which caught me off guard. I was expecting something more general, but there was a lot of more reading and also a bit of statistics.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, stats. Yeah, there was a lot of stats and reading, but otherwise I found it interesting. Hence, why I decided to major in psychology. Yeah.
All right. And what would you advise students who want to study psychology?
Sure. I would advise them to do research, like before you go into it. It's a very broad field, so if you can just narrow it down from the get-go, choose your niche and find out what each specialty does and choose your path. But otherwise, research.
Because I heard it's very difficult to get into masters.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a very competitive space with less positions for them to take. It's a lot of people that go into it, so just do your research and make a wise decision.
Okay, what subjects do you need to get into psychology?
Life sciences, of course, life orientation, English, bit of but science modules, yeah. Science subjects, yeah.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it's not on the commerce space.
It's on the science side. Okay, all right. And today, what are you doing? Are you working as a psychologist yet? Are you still on your way? Did you decide to ditch it?
No, I'm still very much on the way. So I've been currently working as a counselor in Rivonia. I've been working as a lay counselor, and now next year I'm going to be pursuing my master's in clinical psychology.
Awesome.
Yeah,
guys, master's is very important in psychology.
Yeah.
You can't
practice without a master's degree. Which research is important. Most of us didn't know that until we're inside, and even then you think, I'm gonna make it, but you don't think it's still selections. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, son. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm doing good.
Well.
Yeah. So we just put it together, just a short piece video, trying to encourage students, especially who want to go study in tertiary, and wanted to find out from you, what did you study?
Okay, I studied medicine. I studied in the University of KwaZulu-Natal, also known as Nelson R. Mandela School of Medicine. Yes.
Alright, and how did you find medicine? What would you say to the kids who want to actually pursue a career in medicine?
I would say for medicine, you have to have firstly a love for people. So be a person who loves to help people. Yes, and wants to see people get healthy. So you have to have a love for science, because you're going to be doing a lot of anatomy, physics, a bit of chemistry. So you need to have a love for science and the human body. Biology as well helps, but it's not a prerequisite to go into medicine to do biology.
Maths and physics, ne?
Maths and physics, definitely. That's the staple for any science-based medical field. Yes, whether it's medicine, dentistry, etc.
I never thought about the love for people, but it's so important.
It is very important, yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And today, are you still practicing as a doctor?
I am still practicing. I've been practicing for 15 years now, since 2009. Wow. So I've been blessed, yes.
And lastly, is the moneying in the medical field?
The money is starting to money a little bit, but it's not the main reason for medicine, I suppose. When you start enjoying what you're doing, the money will come. So at the moment, the money is coming definitely, but initially you start quite slowly, and then you build up your career, and you'll see the money will come through as well. But the love for people and the love for medicine is always important. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys heard, right? Love for people, then the money will come. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask, what did you study in tertiary?
I did Biomedical Technology.
Biomedical Technology, what is that?
It's, you work in a lab, you analyze blood samples, basically that. You give diagnosis of different cells. It can be hematology, microbiology, chemistry, depending on what you're looking at on a patient, depending on a clinical diagnosis of the patient, and then you do blood tests, and then they give you results. You look at the microscope, the cells. For hematology, if it's a certain condition, you'll be able to see it there. So yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, interesting. So if there's any student who's interested in studying the same, what advice would you give them as they enter the university? Or technical or whatever?
I think from matric, make sure that your maths and science, maths and physics, it's good. That's the entrance and the minimum requirement for you to enter into the program. And you must be interested in working in the lab, wearing a white coat, dealing with cells, You must have an interest for that and a passion just to analyze and to find new things, basically. Basic science, yeah.
Okay, that doesn't sound basic.
It's basic science, really.
All right, and right now you're working as a...
Right now, my position is I'm a medical scientist. I'm working for a medical research laboratory. What we're doing is trying to find we're working with pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
What we're doing is trying to find medication for HIV and TB. So what we do, we get participants, we work with those participants, we draw bloods from them, we analyze, we treat them with a placebo and the real drug, and we want to see the outcome of the drug and the response. So there's a criteria that we use to include them into the studies that we do. Those are called clinical trial studies. Yeah.
Okay, I've heard people saying they found cures for HIV. Is it true? Like Bill Gates, they're gating us.
No, that's not true. Honestly, it's not true.
There's none so far.
No. It's treatment. Let me just say better regimen treatment. Yeah, that we have found. So the treatment is better.
Okay.
Yeah, as compared to what we had previously.
Okay.
It's not really a cure. It's actually we also have something called PrEP.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, so it's like PrEP is like a vaccine, that makes you to not get the disease, the infection. For example, you have it, or you take it, the PrEP, and then you sleep, and then you don't get it. So we've done a couple of studies on that, and they seem to be successful. So we have found the vaccine, but not the cure.
Not the cure.
Yes.
Unfortunately. And lastly, what the kids want to know is the money.
Hey, chalate. Okay. Okay, money-wise, I'm not sure now because I've been working for almost 15 years. Because when I started, I was getting like for internship 4,000 rand.
Okay.
As a
But that was a while
qualified.
back.
Yeah, a while back. So it could be like, I think could be like 10 now.
Okay.
Internship, entrance, and then from there, once you qualified, I think it's about 14 to 20 newly qualified, somewhere there, I'm not sure. But then obviously as you advance in your career, it increases. However, you have to have done biomedical technology for you to be technical, because it's the technical skill that we're looking at. If you do BSc, biomedical science, microbiology and other things, it might be different. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to ask you, what did you study in tertiary?
All right, I studied the Bachelor's of Law, which is an LLB.
Yeah. LLB. Yes. Oh, nice. Okay, and how did you find it?
I think for the first 3 years it was quite hard because like every year I kept on getting more and more and more and more. But my final year was a breeze.
Oh, nice.
I'm not joking. My final year was a breeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in order for you to be a lawyer afterwards, like, did you have to do postgrad?
All right. So an LLB is an honors degree. So it's a degree, 4 years, and then because it's honors, you don't need to do honors. After that, you can do your masters or go straight to practice, like do your articles and all of that. So yeah.
All right. And what would you advise students who want to pursue a career or want to study law?
Students. I don't know, what would I say though? What do you mean advice?
Like, how hectic is it? Do they need to study all the time? Is it a lot of obviously a lot of theory?
I think it's just familiarizing yourself and joining moot courts and all of that, because we don't have a lot of practicals. So sometimes when you're writing, you can't really note down theory or really understand. So there are a lot of practical stuff at campus that they offer. Like for example, moot court. We do like sit like around where they like, how can you say, give you a topic and you need to defend it. So law is very theoretical. So if you don't join those groups to make it practical, then I think you find it hard. Yeah, because you have a lot of case law, you have a lot of, so you just need to get yourself in a group and just be, I think group work and practical group activities will help.
Okay, so I used to watch Suits. Is what we see there, is that what happens?
No, it's not. Law is not glamorous. The courts are dirty. The field is dirty. You have to do a lot of dirty work. I don't think suits is a practical example, especially of South African law. It's not like that. I remember having Spectre solved like 100 cases a day. That's impossible. Like, you're not even allowed to be double briefed. You can't be in this court and be in another court. So yeah, 1 to 2 cases a day if you're on the same row. But suits is fake and it's not South African.
You heard it. What do you mean by dirty?
I'm just saying, like, oh.
As long as you're not breaking the law.
Yeah, let me not say nothing.
Okay, cool. So, are you working as a lawyer now?
I'm a candidate attorney, pursuing to be a lawyer, or how we call it in South Africa, an attorney. So you do 2 years practical vocational training, and then after that, you get admitted at the High Court, and then you become a lawyer. So you're admitted to just do anything. Right now, I'm under supervision of my supervisor. How do we call them? Yeah, like that. So I can't do anything alone. So he has to see my work before I go to court, prep me, and all of that. So yeah, I'm still learning. So yeah, I'm about to finish in June though.
And is the money?
Now, not money really, but once you get admitted, they do get paid.
Lawyers charge.
They do, because we charge for phone calls every minute you speak, and email, and WhatsApp, and SMS. So nothing a lawyer does is free.
Yeah,
you charge for petrol, and then you charge for the time. Like, you know, when you're driving, you're in the car 30 minutes. You charge for the fact that in that 30 minutes you couldn't do any work, you were driving. So you bill that.
Yeah, so the money is there, guys.
For the owners of the firms, so open your firms, guys.
Oh yes, good points. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hello ma'am, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to ask, what did you study at tertiary?
I did Bachelor's of Education, specialized in mathematics and life sciences.
Ooh.
And I did my honors in mathematics education.
Okay, that is very interesting.
Yes.
I love math, so you and I are vibing now.
Love it so much.
So what would you advise students who want to study education, specifically maths? How did you find it?
Okay, with me, I knew that I'm always good with numbers. So if a teacher comes and they teach me numbers, it's easy for me to get it. But to memorize theory, it took a bit of time. So I knew maths is my thing.
It's your thing.
So what would I say to?
Yeah, like those who want to study education, how did you find it? Was it tough? Was it a lot of work? Do they need to start studying from the get-go? Can they chill a bit?
No, you can't chill. That's one thing for sure I can say. But I feel like in each and every university, there's going to be a challenge. There are some modules that you can get a distinction so quickly and easy, but obviously your measures, you have to put in a lot of time to make sure that you get good marks. For an example, in one of the biology modules, I had to repeat because I wasn't putting more time, but when I repeated and I was now putting in the time, and the results actually did show.
All right, so now you're working as
I'm working as a mathematics teacher. I teach grade 9 and 10, and
yeah, you are also
and I'm also an HOD for math and science, mainly because I did all the sciences in high school. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So would you say, because there's a thing, teaching, there's no money. What would you say about that?
Do it because you love it. Okay, I know sometimes it happens that you find yourself there, but even when you are there, you find yourself being a teacher. Make sure that you have something on the side, because honestly speaking, you can it gives you a stable income. You can live, you can look nice, as you guys see. You can look nice, you can have a car, you can have a house, but you do need something extra. That's why you can do tutoring on the side. For an example, maths, you can always tutor, you can always do your side hustle. I do hair and makeup on the side, so to get more money, so to make sure that you don't end up being angry at the kids because you're broke, okay?
You heard it, guys. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great.
I wanted to ask, what did you study in tertiary?
So I studied something called horticulture.
Horticulture.
Yes, which is the study of ornamental plants, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What do you mean by ornamental plants?
Okay. So there's agricultural plants, so there's food plants, and then there's ornamental plants. So what you see here in our environment, these are ornamental plants.
I don't know, Mr. Camera, do you want to show them what are ornamental plants?
Yes, that's what I studied.
Alright, and how did you find the studying? Was it easy, a breeze, challenging?
I would say it was more, I think a bit of both. Some subjects were challenging, some were I found a bit more doable. So yeah, but generally it was challenging, but it was not something that I could not do at the end of the day. Thank God.
And do you think horticulture, I don't know, because I don't remember, maybe I never looked at the University of Pretoria, but is there a specific university or tertiary that would be best to do it, or anybody can do it anyway, or they just need to do their research? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you can do it throughout the country. Yeah, I think most institutions do have it, but I think the qualification that is more specific to certain parts of the country is forestry. So horticulture, I would say, is a part of forestry. That is more like in specific institutions, but horticulture, I think you can find it in most universities.
I'm interested, what got you into horticulture? Like, how did you know about it?
Well, honestly, I did not know about it. We only found it when we actually went to the university looking for a field to study. Because I had a bursary with the government department, and we had to study something environmentally related. So we had to specifically look out for courses that have something to do with the environment. So that's why I chose horticulture.
Right. And today, are you still working in that field? Are you there? Did you leave?
Well, I'm not anymore. I'm working in a department that works with forestry and horticulture. Or rather, it is a forestry section of the department I'm working in, but I'm no longer in that industry. I'm more in the public administration. But yeah, I'm not too far away, but in terms of practicing, no.
And would you say where you are is the money in government?
Well, there are many opportunities, and honestly, I guess for me, I value money a lot. So what I earn for me is a blessing. I would love to earn more, of course. I would like to continue, get to management level, but I really appreciate my salary. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Great.
I wanted to ask you, what did you study in tertiary?
I studied economic management analysis.
Economic management analysis. Alright, so what is that?
It's just simply economics. Yeah.
Alright, okay. So what would you advise students that want to also study the same thing?
In what terms?
If they want to study in varsity, when they come in, should they be like hectically studying? Is it a little bit chilled? What background do they need from high school?
It depends, but with us, we didn't really need like pure maths and stuff like that. But last time I checked, they need pure maths because of they added some maths subject in there. And so but also for me it was an easy thing because of theory. I love theory than calculations. So when they added maths, I was glad that they added after I was gone, because me and maths, we are not friends. But with theory, it's easy for me.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So now today, are you working within the same field? Have you deviated? Are you, what's happening?
No, I'm not. I'm not even using it. I've never used it. So currently I'm a sales person. Yeah, so I've never used that course.
All right, but if opportunities were to arise, would you take them?
Definitely. Definitely, I'll use them.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
First years of 2025, you must understand that there's two types of degrees when you are selecting courses. There is a professional degree, there is an academic degree. But what are you saying now, Magiftan? A professional degree is a degree that gives you skills in a certain area of specialization. With medicine, you become a medical doctor. Engineering, you become an engineer. Pharmacy, you become a pharmacist. Nursing, you become a nurse. That's a professional degree. After you complete, you can go and work. Then we go to the academic degree. If you are not from a rich family, don't you dare touch this side, because this one is research intensive degrees. It's all about, most is theory, and they are normally called general degrees because there is flexibility on what you want to do. I like to believe that you didn't leave those villages, those townships, to be flexible with a degree. Which one are those? The Bachelor of Science degrees, majority of them, to become a scientist. We talk a chemistry side, biological science, physics, BSc mathematics, BA, marketing, those ones, they require you to do postgraduate programs. You'll find that for you to get a decent job, you must have a minimum of masters or honors. And not everyone gets into those programs. Now, the competition in employment is kind of rare and it's very competitive. But people normally make it with them, but they are not a lot. You get my point? So assess your background and yourself. Do you deserve to be in professional or you belong to academia? Academic degrees. Hey, betunana.